Coming up on Seminole Sports Magazine, the Florida State University football team is off to an impressive start by defeating the Murray State Racers 69-3. Expectations are sky high, and we'll take an inside look at the FSU football team. Game in and game out, the biggest challenge for any football team lies with the offensive line. How will the biggest guys on the team hold up to the intense pressure this year? The FSU women's soccer team is currently ranked #1 in the country. How did last year's trip to the College Cup prepare them for this year, and what can we expect from them this season? We'll also go inside the helmet with center Austin Barron. These stories and more on Seminole Sports Magazine, presented by AT&T. Hello everyone, I'm Rob Wilson. On this week's show, we take an in-depth look at Florida State football and the women's soccer team. Up first is a preview of the FSU football team. There were high expectations last year for the Seminoles, and they answered with a 9-4 season and a win over Notre Dame in the Champs Bowl. This season brings even higher hopes, but what has the team done in the offseason to correct the mistakes from last year? That answer and more is perhaps in the details. Here's Jocelyn Leonard with the story.
Hey Nola fans, it's that time of the year again, and the Seminoles have kicked off the season with a bang. With a minor setback in 2011 with a 9-4 overall mark, the Seminoles have nailed down the details and more this past summer.
I think the biggest thing we've done is, work on the details instead of, because a lot of times, our receivers will know they're stronger than the DB or they're faster than the DB, but we want to be smarter than the DBs that we're playing against. And we've been thinking about the small things and living in the moment and things like that. I think that'll go a long way for our timing and things like that.
I would say just staying consistent, constantly being consistent. And the harder you are on yourself about doing the right things all the time. I think nobody's ever going to be perfect, but I mean, you can try as hard as you can to be perfect, and you can end up doing pretty good things.
A lot of leadership. We have older guys, teaching the younger guys how to play. A lot of leadership, attitude, and being more focused each and every game.
Just as important as staying focused and consistent on the field, the team is forming bonds off the field.
We do stuff a lot off the field just to get our minds off football, because football could definitely bring some, a lot of, I want to say stress, but it could bring a lot. You put so much into it. So just to have something that you could do off the field, I feel like it's very important. Just to, get your mind off it and just really get back to the realities of life.
This past summer, I feel like we really came together a lot. I mean, every morning after workouts, we go to the Legion, we jump off the diving board, swim, get in the sauna, and play pool basketball. I mean, I feel like we've really came together this summer.
Yeah, we're extremely tight. One thing that we've instituted as a team, and this didn't come from the coaches, this was our unity council. We wanted to start having, some type of activity with our team. Like either go to Fun Station, go to the movies, go out to eat together, go out, together. I think that's the biggest thing as far as building a bond.
These special moments are what bring the offense and defense together. With the return of senior quarterback E.J. Manuel from his own injury and with 8 healthy, strong starters, FSU offense appears loaded for the season.
I'm extremely excited about the guys I'm working with, and I'm extremely excited about the work I put in personally, but my guys are working extremely hard, not just the offensive guys as far as the skill guys, but the O-line too. They're doing a great job getting stronger, getting smarter and things like that. So we have a lot of firepower coming back this year.
With the offense working extremely hard, the defense is on the other side of the ball putting in work. Finishing as one of the strongest units in the country and with 9 starters set to return, the defense is geared up for the season.
It's awesome. In practice, we push each other. We communicate, each and every player. A lot of talent everywhere. Safety, LaMarcus Joyner, David Rhodes. The communication we have with each other, that makes it fun.
With the season underway and coming in ranked 7th, the Seminoles are anticipating certain games and are wanting to get some W's under their belt.
Probably the Clemson game, because we'll be here at Duke this year, and it'll be probably one of the biggest games because we lost to them last year. So we're really looking for revenge. And also the Florida game, because we'll be at home again this year as well.
There's a few. Clemson, the Wake Forest game, and definitely the Florida game, the Miami game, and USF, definitely, because they got us a couple years back, and I'd like to get them back.
All of them, really. You can't really overlook anybody.
While certain players are looking forward to certain rivalries, others can't wait for the exciting crowd and game day intensity.
Feel like the blood, like 200 degrees hot. I can't really explain. You got to be out there to go through it, but I just know I go crazy once I'm coming out the tunnel. You just get that good feeling, and I think any football player can vouch for that. When you coming out, wherever you at, you get that good feeling.
No fans, get ready, because the Seminoles are ready to step into Doak and show you what they have been working so hard for. I'm Leonard J. for Seminole Sports Magazine.
Head coach Jimbo Fisher has the Seminoles off to a quick start with a decisive victory over Murray State 69-3. So far, it certainly looks like the hard work in the offseason has paid off for the Seminoles. The Noles have already moved up from their preseason ranking of 7th to 6th and look to continue to climb the polls with each victory. When we come back, we'll take a look at the engines that drive the Seminole offense, the offensive line. And the FSU women's soccer team is currently ranked #1 in the country. What can we expect from them this year? You're watching Seminole Sports Magazine, presented by AT&T.
Seminole Sports Magazine is presented by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. By Coke Zero, football-related chest bumps, high fives, and trash talk brought to you by Coke Zero. Enjoy everything.
Welcome back to Seminole Sports Magazine, presented by AT&T. It's time to review scores and highlights from recent FSU athletic events. Here's Casey Dixon with your Seminole Update.
Hi, I'm Casey Dixon with your Seminole Update. The football team opened the season with a dramatic win over Murray State. The Noles beat the Racers 69-3 with an average carry of 6.8 yards. James Wilder Jr. had a career-high carry of 42 yards, ending the drive with a touchdown and a 35-3 lead. Senior fullback Lonnie Pryor scored 3 touchdowns Saturday night, also a career high. The team totaled 7 rushing touchdowns, the most in a game since Maryland in 1992. The women's soccer team beat the Gators for the first time at home since 2006. Sophomore Kristen Grubka scored the only goal in front of a 2,243-member crowd, the second largest in school history. The #1 team remains undefeated after shutting out the College of Charleston, their 3rd shutout of the season. The women's volleyball team has won their first 6 matches of the season and is currently ranked #6 in the nation, the highest rank in school history. In the team's home opener against FIU, the ladies recorded 43 kills and 77 attacks with only 10 attack errors. On day 2 of the Florida State Invitational, the Noles defeated Georgia 3-1 at home and FAMU 3-0 at the Al Lawson Center. Next weekend, they will travel to Houston to play Pepperdine, Houston, and Ohio State in the Flo Hyman Collegiate Cup. That's all for your Seminole Update. I'm Casey Dixon.
One of the most reliable predictors of success on the offense is the play of the big guys up front. Last year, the offensive line battled injuries among the starters that had them at less than full strength most of the season. This year, the bricks that build the offensive wall know they need to step up for the Seminoles to be successful.
Last year, Florida State's veteran offensive line seemed to fall apart as the season progressed. If it wasn't one thing, it was another.
Injuries aren't something, you can prevent them only so much. Things happen on the field, and that's just the way it is. Well, I've noticed that a lot of them have been in the training room doing rehab for whatever hurts, and everybody's lifting hard as they can, not missing a rep.
Now, with the graduates gone and only one upperclassman returning, it's up to some fresh faces to protect this house.
I think we're really excited about this year. Getting everybody's support, thinking that we're going to go all the way really makes us want to go all the way. And also this team knows that we have the potential to go all the way. It's just making sure that everybody's on board.
You're always going to have people saying stuff about everybody. The offensive line's weak, but that's fine. We'll show them.
It won't be the first time these boys have been thrown into the fire. In one of the biggest games of last season, 4 O-line rookies stepped up and proved they could withstand the heat.
We struggled at first because we had 4 offensive linemen that were freshmen. 2 of them didn't get any experience before that game.
I think it was good for the young guys because they got to learn what it's really like, and they got thrown right in the fire at the last game of the year when everybody expects the best. Off of that, it's going to help them build for next year.
With a bowl game win under their belt and rigorous days of spring and fall training, this new and improved offensive line is ready to lace up and get down. Not everyone on this O-line is young. Former defensive tackle Cameron Irving is making the move across the defensive line to unknown offensive territory.
Well, before my redshirt freshman year, Coach Fisher asked me if I if I wanted to try it, I said no. But this year, it just felt like it was something I needed to do.
Aside from technical alterations, the Noles offensive line knew they had some changes to make. And those changes, believe it or not, happened right here instead of on the field.
I think last year we weren't as close because there were so many new young guys. You know, I just had to get to know those guys. And over a season and spring and this past summer, I feel like we really came together a lot. I mean, every morning after workouts, we go to the leach and we jump off the diving board, swim, get in the sauna, and play pool basketball. I mean, I feel like we've really came together this summer.
We've been going camping a lot together, actually. You know, just going out there, having a good time, making sure we're getting to know each other very well.
They know that no matter how hard they practice, it's their off-field camaraderie that will set them apart from the rest.
It's just building chemistry. Like, it's something you can't force. It's got to happen. Like, whatever chance you get to have a chance to get everybody together, you got to do it.
It's 11 guys on that field, but it's 5 guys in the trenches every single play. And if all 5 of us guys are not working together as a unit, we're not going to go anywhere as a team.
With such a strong and sturdy offensive line, not even the big bad wolf, or should I say gator, could bring this wall down. I'm Taylor Tannenbaum for Seminole Sports Magazine.
What this group lacks in experience, they make up for it with talent and determination. The success of the Seminoles certainly depends on the progress of the offensive line and their ability to come together as a unit and form that solid brick wall. When we return to Seminole Sports Magazine, presented by AT&T, we take a closer look at the top-ranked women's soccer team. Also, we'll go inside the helmet with starting center for the FSU football team, Austin Barron. Welcome back to Seminole Sports Magazine, presented by AT&T. Let's take a quick look at upcoming FSU athletic events. On September 9th, you can catch the women's soccer team playing in Fayetteville, Arkansas against the Razorbacks. The women's soccer team then comes home to play Duke on September 13th. The women's volleyball team will be in Houston playing in the Flo Hyman Collegiate Cup, and the cross-country team will be in Blacksburg for the Virginia Tech Invitational. The men's tennis team will be playing in the Bedford Cup in Gainesville, Florida, which starts on September 14th. And the football team takes on the Wake Forest Demon Deacons on September 15th. The women's soccer team had a remarkable season last year, winning the first ACC title in school history and advancing to the NCAA College Cup, the Final Four of women's soccer. This season, the Seminoles are currently ranked #1 in the country and are coming off a win over rival Florida just last week. With a national title in their sights, here's Taylor Tannenbaum with your women's soccer preview.
Last year, strapped in and mentally prepared, the girls' soccer team left the gate and set off on a wild roller coaster ride. But this ride was not your average Disney attraction.
I think last season was kind of a roller coaster. We went through some ups and downs, and we ended up in the place that we wanted to be at the end, but we just couldn't pull through all the way.
I would love for every ride to kind of be smooth and slowly progress as time goes on, but Mark always says that your high is never as high as you think it is, and your low is never as low as you think you are.
And Coach Mark Krikorian was right. This year was jam-packed with the highest of highs and the lowest of lows.
Sometimes teams struggle scoring and letting in goals, and we were doing both, so it was kind of hard to get a momentum with both of those things going on.
We would just have 1 or 2 little mistakes, and that would end up costing us the game because they would score on us on those little mistakes.
But the girls remained resilient and in the end brought home the first ACC title in history after defeating Virginia and UNC.
The final game was kind of a dream in itself, going into overtime and then PKs. It's something that you kind of think you see on movies. It was amazing at the end, and knowing that we finally got that title that we've been working so hard for.
With a fresh ACC title in the net, the girls took the NCAA College Cup by storm, but fell short to Stanford. This year, the team has 8 veterans and 13 new additions. But whether returning or just beginning, redemption seems to be high on everyone's to-do list.
It gives you that much motivation when you kind of get a taste of something you want. Any team's goal isn't just to make Final Four, it's to win that title.
The Sunshine State is known for being one of the most popular travel destinations. Several girls have boxed up their cleats and crossed the globe to kick it here at Florida State for more than just a vacation.
It's definitely a learning experience, and it's really fun to just compare like the differences of the U.S. and Iceland and France and Germany and everything, and just being able to ask my international teammates questions.
It's very eye-opening, and I'm educated every day, not just on the soccer field, but off. I'm very thankful that we do have such a diverse team.
Whether German, Icelandic, English, or French, the word champion still holds the same definition, and winning that title still means everything in the world.
The women's soccer team is looking for more highs than lows this year, and with the return of FSU's all-time leading scorer Tiffany McCarty and the addition of fresh new talent, the Lady Seminoles look poised to make another run at winning that elusive national championship. Next, we go inside the helmet with starting center Austin Barron. You're watching Seminole Sports Magazine, presented by AT&T.
Seminole Sports Magazine is presented by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. By Coke Zero, football-related chest bumps, high fives, and trash talk brought to you by Coke Zero. Enjoy everything.
As we roll on in Seminole Sports Magazine, presented by AT&T, it's time to take a look at the highlight of the week, presented by AT&T.
And a hurried kick is going to the far side, line hash, fielded by Rashad Green. Stutter step Green, he's got daylight to the 30, he's to the 20, he's to the 15, 10, put 6 on the board, touchdown FSU!
As the starting center for the FSU football team, Austin Barron plays a key role on the FSU offense. Austin's 6'3", 290 pounds, is only a sophomore. He gained invaluable experience as a true freshman, playing in 9 games, including 3 starts, where one of those starts came in the Champs Bowl against Notre Dame. Austin also earned a Team Academic Award during his freshman campaign for his work in the classroom. So what makes the starting center tick? Let's go inside the helmet with Austin Barron.
My name is Austin Barron. I play center. I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I'm from St. Thomas Aquinas High School. I'd probably play tight end because I like to run around and catch the ball and score touchdowns. I feel like getting more of the glory is a little more fun to me, but I do what I got to do. I can dance pretty well. I like to sing as well, and you know, all my friends make fun of me because I like to dance all the time, and that'll just mess with me. I don't want to disappoint Coach Trickett because, you know, he looks to us like we're his sons, and he works as hard, and the only thing we can do is just make him proud when we're out there on the field. He likes to yell, but every offensive line coach in the nation is going to yell, and I like it because he's not afraid to tell you the truth, and he's not going to lie to your face. He's going to tell you what's wrong and how you got to fix it. I'll give it to my mom because growing up, she was always there for me. You know, she was always helping me, driving me to my practices, driving me to school in the morning. So, you know, me and her really connected growing up as a child. And she worked a 10-hour day a lot. So the only time I got to see her was in the mornings and when she was picking me up from my practice at night. And that was pretty much the only time I really got to talk to her. But whenever we'd talk, she always gave me like something that really meant something to me. Every time. Probably getting the start for the Boston College game because I came here as a gray shirt, not expecting to even be here during the season. And after the summer, they let me redshirt for camp, and then just going straight into the season, becoming a true freshman, playing in that game. You know, it was just a real morale booster, and it just felt great. Mainly my technique, because I'm a little bit smaller than everybody else, but if I have great technique, I can get leverage and get under my blocks and make sure I can really move people out of the way. My first sports growing up were actually baseball, soccer, and basketball. And I never thought I was going to play football until I got to high school, and Coach George Smith called me into his office and asked me to come out and try out for the freshman team. And after that, I just started playing football all through high school and got a scholarship to Florida State. Well, I played 2 sports in high school, which not really, it made it harder for me to get a scholarship because during the spring I was playing baseball. And during spring is when all the coaches come out to the practices. So while I was playing baseball, all the other coaches were looking at all the other players. I never really had any time to go to any combines or anything. And luckily one day I was walking out to baseball practice and my head coach calls me up to his office and he says, "Coach Triggett's outside, he'd like to talk to you." And I walked out there and he said, "It's good to see you and we'd like you to come out to one of our camps because I can't see you in spring." And I ended up going out to one of the camps and I had to leave early because I made a prior commitment to another camp. He called me into his office and he pretty much told me that we want to offer you a gray shirt. And I had thought about it for a little bit and a month later I accepted it. At first I was really nervous getting into that game, and Stork, the other center, he took me under his wing the whole entire season, made sure I knew what I was doing in case anything ever happened to him. And as soon as something happened to him, he came up to me and he told me, "You're probably going to be getting the start." And when I heard that, I kind of shook a little. I shook a little bit. I was really nervous, and he's like, "You're going to be fine. You do this every single day in practice. You go up against the best defense in the nation every single day in practice." I took that mentality into the games, and I did what I could do, and I played well.
That's all the time we have this week. I'm Rob Wilson, and we'll see you next week on Seminole Sports Magazine, presented by AT&T.